I've just got one more question for you. How effective do you think the law is in protecting individual rights? And do you think when we try to protect individual rights that we are able to strike a balance between those individual rights and like a community's interests?
I think we do pretty well, because there's no sense that the way we do it just doesn't work in so many cases that you get upset. There are countries in which you would feel that way. If everybody can identify those sorts of countries. Here there are injustices that happen, that emerge, and they always make the news, or they often make the news because of their general rarity. There are some sets of injustices that are systemic. Our system works, but like anything human, the trouble is the principles are wonderful. The human beings are often imperfect and not very good at what they do. Therefore, here we are.
Yeah, it can sometimes be difficult to find that balance between protecting.
Yeah, you do your best, and everybody, most people do their best, and things improve. And I'm very optimistic because there's been massive improvement in elements of, say, the law of sex crimes. Homosexual acts between consenting adults, no longer a crime. It was a crime in my lifetime. It was a crime during my career at the bar. The definition of rape has been changed so that in Queensland the definition of consent ought to make it difficult for a man to say, I thought she was consenting. And we needn't go into that detail today, but it was changed as a result of the work of a women's task force addressing that very question of consent, and juries acquitting men in those days because they said, well, I thought she was consenting because she came home with me and we had a few drinks. It made it harder to sustain that kind of an argument. The law relating to sexual offences against children has been improved so that almost exclusively in Queensland, children don't have to give evidence in court. The evidence that they give is given in an interview in a room like this one, where the child has a support person there, and the child's being questioned by a prosecutor who's got training in dealing with it, dealing with children, and even the cross-examination by the opposing barrister is done by remote means. So a lot of the trauma has been removed from children and also other victims of sexual offences. So there have been, including in the law of native title, in our lifetimes, has been revolutionary. So as always, there's a lot to be done, and occasions arise that startle us and shock us and upset us. But on the other hand, the progress has been good.
Thank you, Walter, for coming
You're welcome.
and for answering some of our questions.